Alright everyone, I should probably put this out here before January 20th actually rolls around, which is to say that regardless of what happens that day, it's gonna suck bad, so just prepare yourself for what happens in a little over a week. By the way, that's my birthday. On my birthday, I might get to see my republic torn apart and fucking gutted by tech tyrants. I might see it torn apart by rioting. I might see political intrigue that goes well into the realm of the violent and the depraved. I'm not sure exactly what to tell you I believe will happen on January 20th. There are half a dozen different fucking rumblings I'm seeing online across both the Twitter sphere, which I don't use Twitter actively, but I can still read what people post. Across alt tech, I'm seeing, for instance, the possibility of significant militia activity on that day. I don't even know if Joe Biden intends to show up on a podium. Technically, he should be forced to. He has to swear in on the Jefferson Bible or whatever. He'd probably be sworn in on Mein Kampf at this point, but we'll leave that alone. I don't know what to expect. Militias may try to blockade the White House, which would be even more brazen and audacious than invading the U.S. Capitol building. After being ushered in, of course. It'd probably be allowed to happen, because then the Democrats, who apparently are at least optioning legislation to ban MAGA rallies as domestic terrorism, which is unconstitutional and won't happen. Just so you're aware, there's a reason why only a couple of very, very far-right news sites are reporting on that. That one wouldn't fly. I think even most Democrats at the end of the day would reject such a thing. That's the far left talking. That's like the Elon Omars and the morons of the fucking party. It's a Karen element of the Democrats. You're seeing possible militia movement. You're certainly seeing the possibility of massive pro-Trump rallies. You're not really seeing pro-Biden rallies form because nobody likes Joe Biden. You see, when nobody actually supports you, when your entire illusion of popularity is a complete facade, and even your backers have to say, well, he won because of an anti-Trump vote, not because anyone actually supports the bastard. It's pretty evident. You're seeing people who think it's the fucking end of the world. It's like end times preachers and shit are talking about this stuff. I don't know what's going to happen. If any clankers intend to show up on January 20th, again, be very, very careful. Listen to what I'm saying to you right now. Listen close. The people telling you to throw rocks aren't picking up bricks from the ground. Please notice this fact. Please listen to me. Don't get yourself thrown in a federal prison thinking that you're a revolutionary. If something like that happens, if there's some sort of massive overthrow, some insanity happens, I don't know what to tell you, but generally speaking, the people that are telling you to burn a cop car are handing you a Molotov that they themselves did not create, and they're wearing a mask at a time, and it's very telling. Be careful of these people. Also be careful of people telling you to be complacent and demoralized and say and do nothing. Oh, well, we can speak out, but they've already won. We'll never have a fair election again. Yeah, they're gonna destroy all of alt tech. Let's just be serfs. Let's be fucking slaves and lick the hand of our masters while we get kicked in the face. Yeah, no thanks. You can go ahead and bootlick if you want to. I'm not gonna join you in that stupid party. But regardless of what happens, I expect it to be a sour day. This is the start of a dark winter. Beijing Biden's self-fulfilling prophecy of a really, really bad year. The economy's tanking right now. Everyone is socially alienated. Half the population wants fascism. The other half is convinced it's the end times and is beginning to build, I guess, pipe bombs and shit. Yeah, no shit, there's going to be a dark winter, Beijing Biden. Once you sell us out to China, I'm sure that it'll get darker too. Basically, we've got this, here's the situation as it is. A handful of billionaires have staged a coup. At the moment, it's successful. They've managed to assert dominance over the U.S. political system in the most brazen attack on liberty that we've seen since the 1700s. This is the most brazen attack on liberty we've seen in the United States history. That's number one. Number two, of the many, many tens of millions of people who reject their attempt, some of them are becoming violent. That is true. It's not some sort of false flag. Yes, believe it or not, there are people that when you abuse them for 4 years, they start fomenting things that are illegal. I can't even necessarily blame them, but I can't stand with, the fucking assassination and shit like that. I can't support it. That being said, what the fuck's gonna happen on the 20th? If you get 100,000 MAGA ralliers showing up and the Capitol. I mean, there's not going to be any Beijing Biden fans there. They can do, basically, they'll do whatever they want. They're too numerous to stop. A couple thousand people breached the Capitol despite heavily armed security forces on a day when they probably had to be doubled up. There were security fences and stuff there. It wasn't just the guards inside. There were Capitol Police. They were numbering in the hundreds. They did basically nothing. They fled through the fucking building and let the mob storm in. Storm the building. More like they were invited. They were ushered in for a photo op, but if 2,000 people can overrun the Capitol during a joint meeting of Congress, while literally every important congressperson is there, what the fuck do you think they can do when Beijing Biden doesn't even show up and there's really no need for added security outside the White House? While these people might be crazy enough to start something, get mowed down by the U.S. Marines that are on the roof, and then all hell breaks loose. I don't, by the way, some people think that it's going to be a good time. I noticed that they're not RSVPing to show up in D.C. that day. Yes, I want my republic to stand and I want it to be free. Do I want thousands of people to be slaughtered? No. And I think you're a lunatic if you do, regardless of who those people happen to be. And I disavow all political violence for that reason. But it's going to suck. Because you think of it this way, you get two choices. Number one, Beijing Biden becomes the Manchurian asterisk president, sells us out to China on shitty trade deals, crushes liberty as much as he can, and he has Congress, the will of Congress to do this for the most part, destroys our currency and ushers in a 4-year Dempression, which, I mean, they'll be punished heavily for it, but we'll have to suffer for several years. That's possibly the better scenario, because the alternative is that political hell breaks loose and you end up with something approximating a civil war and potentially millions of people die. What if the wrong person gets the nuclear football, so to speak? You'd see Armageddon. Maybe the end timers are actually correct. Maybe they're actually right. Maybe we're about to get nuked. I'm in Amsterdam. I know that I'm a goner. There's no hill between me and the blast. I guess I can jump in the canal. That way I get flash boiled instead of the skin melting off of my bones. Wonderful. Yeah. Can you not start a nuclear war while I'm in a large urban center, please? It would be nice to be ghoulified instead. If I was a couple miles further, if I was in Wisp, I guess I'd survive. I'd just be hideously irradiated freak for the rest of my short life. I don't think you actually gain quasi-immortality when you get ghoulified. Sadly enough. I too wish I could shoot radiation out of my hands. That would be wonderful, but that's not reality. January 20th, my birthday's gonna suck. My 33rd birthday. And grab a cake. Might be the last one you ever get to eat. That's about all. Peace out.